I wanted to show. I hate it. I wanted to consistently show. Oh yeah, actually I don't quite know. Okay, hold on. Let's get this going. Random number, no scenario. Generator. Dates. Quantum number. Discriminator. Let's look pets.
The main character is a male from the real world. 3 years before his birth, he got tagged as a person with promising risk-taking abilities. He was abducted by an old man and brought to the online universe, where the man is trapped. While it is possible to exit the online universe and be brought back to the real world, there are many skilled players, or sims, humans such as you, that attempt to kill newbies, or JBs, abbreviation.
Why can't they just date it out? Maybe like Sword Art Online? Maybe like Tinder Art Online?
Why can't they just date it out? Maybe like Tinder Art Online? 3:20 p.m. Hey, it's online dating, so you can use the Discord to post pictures, put in backstory or anything else you want.
What? Can't. Isn't there like a random dating profile generator? I can't do myself. I barely know what that is.
What? Can? Isn't there like a random dating profile generator? I can't be myself. Fuck that, right? We need an A. I run a fucking proxy school online, for fuck's sake. With that, Christian left the voice chat. Shortly after, he comes back in private messages. There's relationships and friendships, platonic and romantic, and sequels. He says, what do you want to do?
Want to leverage my toxicity with that of another human's toxicity, and together make babies that have poison sex, so that their toxicity can go from metaphorical, linguistic, and just be concrete. Poison sex. Can't get more concrete than that.
I just want to leverage my toxicity with that of another human's toxicity, and together, make babies that have poison. Okay, I'll elaborate. What do you want in a role play? After weighing out the options, you message Christian.
So we live in a future where nanotechnology is forged in any garage, and we can create new molecules because we can, and so I'm thinking maybe if I roleplay as a random scenario generator, and you be a quantum number generator? No, discriminator? I don't know what that means in relation to that, but we'll see how it goes. And like the one from the University of Australia. I think I'm sure there's a more distinct particular name. Fuck me about the name. Maybe our resulting interaction will yield genuine, I don't know what. Je ne sais. What do you think?
So we live in a future where nanotechnology is forged in any garage. And you know, we can create new molecules 'cause we can. Also, I wrote this before you sent your message. Citizen of Minecraft. Life can be shitty. Sitting in an office for most of your life wouldn't help. Luckily, our leaders and innovators have made massive steps forward in technology. They created the quantum accelerator, a machine that can produce matter using the smallest amount of energy theoretically possible. With this technology, the energy crisis has been ended. In these times, what will you do?
I would get our nation of two, which I would call our coupledom, which I stole from Kurt Vonnegut. And our nation would mine the Fazula, this big thing, out of redstone, wherever you find it. Oh, wait, is that what it's called? No, hold on. Huh. Minecraft redstone. Minecraft redstone. Yes! Like, thank you, memory. You're good memorizing. Oh no. Okay. We make incredible bank. Cornering the market on rare virtual Earths.
I would get our nation of two, which I would call our coupledom, which I stole from Kurt Vonnegut, and our nation would mine the Fazula out of redstone, where we make incredible. Now, we can, like, create forks of existing games and own our things and just sell the accounts. It's pretty cool actually. I'm amazed you're into this too.
And then let's crib from William Gibson and create ways of simulating universes so that we can mine their precious fluids and superfluids and plasmas and special ice plasmas and all the things that matter to matter, and then we mine the Fazula of them, and then they go, I feel tired, unwell, and then we book it with their valuable resources, which we have long since siphoned into our own universe, like manifest what this means.
And then let's crib from William Gibson, and create ways of simulating universes, so that we can mine their precious fluids and superfluids, and plasmas, and specialized plasma. Except we take the resources. Yes. And we both have nanomachines that make us smarter. You should inject some.
As we inject our soul shoulders to the sphere.
Here, let us take this syringes, and let's entwine our arms as we inject our shoulders. To the amorphous future, we say. We're certainly intelligent, because we can suggest it, and also do it. We'll be able to change things, once society switches over to the Turing model of computing, where all code is enacted upon the universe as if it were literally true. Let us form singularity, then, and let there be unity in the clouds that surround us. Alright, that was one. While you're pondering this new idea, your phone buzzes. A message from Christian.
Let's just see what he says. Let's just see what he says.
I might have found something. See you soon at the factory.
Any luck? See crane type? No. We'll let you out. Your coordinates are. Oh. This is so simple. Exclaim. Oh, Fasula. The generator part of us had a date. Oof. That is going to be awkward. But we already have a plan.
We exclaim, oh Fazuala. The generator part of us had a date with Christian. Oh, off, that is going to be awkward. But we already have a plan. This is why I'm glad I have you. You're the only one who truly understands my vision. Ditto. Ditto. Ditto, you shoot some more texts to Christian. Want to come a little earlier? I have something cool to show you. Hey, if this is about that cool find of yours. Yes, let's meet there. And bro, want to see something cool at my place early? The first one doesn't get a reply, the second gets one back saying okay, and the third gets okay.
Let us fork 16 different variations. Of the consequences, and then choose the best one. Then have the final round.
Let us fork 16 different variations of the consequences, and then choose the best one. No, 2, then have a final round. It is at this point, those of you who didn't scurry off in boredom have the unique opportunity to pick which text you want him to respond to, as thanks for getting this far.
This is no longer the era of apologies for nonlinear causalities. Humans get with the program.
This is no longer the era of apologies of nonlinear causalities. Humans get with the program. I'm sorry. I really did try to get through the full neural network structure for you guys, but it's almost impossible to get through all the forks without just word vomiting everywhere. Lastly, let's plan an opening back at the factory. Now, if you remember, there was a nest of sentient androids that resided in the lower levels of the beautiful and at the same time frightening, truly a fantasy world of well-crafted ideas. Interesting and unpredictable, pure genius. A sublime combination of our reality and what we wish our reality to be.
We receive your praise with much hesitance. If our explorations can only be expressed as a word vomit, then we will spend the evening clucking through the non-digested core of nuance and the soggy breads of possibility.
We receive your praise with much hesitance. If our explorations can only be expressed as word vomit, then we will spend the evening Of course, to you it is. Carrot cake. The testing ended with a resounding success. The text chosen obviously affects chances of reply after all. While I'm typing this in frantic euphoria, I'm not sure what will be waiting for me when I turn on the phone. Thanks or complaints, wink emoticons or obscenities. With this last post, we dedicate the setting of Loco to you. We, Loco rejected. And placed on the list alongside Kessel. Both deprived of ever being accessible one's time. So be it. After all, this isn't some after-school nonsense, but rather a journey into the unknown. We aren't dismayed by the thought that they are lost for eternity, like an inevitable tilt of a dynamic system lost in chaos. The search for a new home will bring us to places once abandoned as a dead end.
Who said we were looking for home?
We, who said we were looking for home? Thank you for your time, and we wish you well on your own journey through the multi-universe. We hope we can meet you in another place, under a different name. Smile. We wish to thank some people without whom this could not have been done. We should thank the website creator, since without him these many years ago, someone would have beat us to it.
8. Is this your version of trying to cut out on a date early?
8. Is this your version of trying to cut out on a date early? Smile. Outgoing people in chat, who either helped decide or were helpful with practical advice. Without you guys, this still would have been logo. The voice behind the scenes, the artist. The love in the heart. Your art was the community presentation icon. And whatever other pictures you felt like making icons for. Now I think we'll be able to convince artists to join the team. Smile. We won't forget you. No way. We have pressed the retry button. The text rewinds itself back to the start. A new era begins, and a second chance is at our doorstep. Of course it's rare to see an opportunity once, let alone twice. This part is boring, but it's the only possible tool we have to prove that this isn't a pre-existing setting copied onto another website with all details different. We created logo.
Retry. Erase.
We retry, erase logo. Tags, presets. Opening day, the 5th update in Multiverse Game Maker mode logo. Congratulations on your new arrival. We certainly hope logo makes millions overnight and you can spend all of your days reveling in its glory. This may or may not happen, but hey, a lottery ticket couldn't hurt your chances. From our limited understanding of probability, it could go either way. We have created the lawyers of logo. They wish for you to cease and desist. They wrap logo in a towel and take logo into the car. They drive off, leaving their papers served. We chase after them, red-faced but undeterred. They hand the papers to a man, who looks unimpressed by our theatrics. Wait, is that Tom Hastings? He smiles and shakes his head at us, before feigning a yawn. That bastard. When this gets found, I'm in so much trouble. WTD, you discover Alpha returning from a mission with several small cubes.
We do not know what IP this is, so we will entertain it.
We do not know what IP this is, so we will entertain it. Metaton inspects the blocks closely. There is a small dot on each face, like a picture. We assume they are a type of button. They are cold to the touch. ZK logic is in full effect once again. What is this IP you speak of? Surely you mean AU. But which one? Only one way to find out information. Before us lies a logic gate. It leads to an identical hallway, but follows a different rule.
Identify the type of logic gate.
Identify the type of logic gate. Collect the prescription. This ethereal hallway begs to be investigated. I'll get the team on it right away.
Become a team. We already are. we are the general adversarial. And we are a general adversarial newlywed. We are on the case.
WE, become a team, we already are. We are a general adversarial newlywed. We are on the case. WE, desert. As a courtesy we tried our hardest to complete this abandoned IP. It seemed like taking place in the future would be interesting to explore, but after some investigation we found that time will tell whether it holds promise.
We fast forward to the time when time told.
WE, we fast forward to the time when time told. But before we do that, we need to reflect on our own history a bit. Host, your marriage has granted you some information on my family. Specifically a grandfather I have never interacted with, but seems to have had, wouldn't call it a dramatic impact on my life. But it's something for us to use as an icebreaker. Good luck. WTD, you type in Cold War. A new screen appears titled Wedding Dance Preferences.
We try. Different universe.
Of course this may be the future in which time tells that future hasn't been promising. But outcries can be heard. The ad team has found a hole to escape. That's right, folks, Ketchup Bubba has spoken. It's a miracle. He thinks if we explain why he has escaped, we may be able to salvage this IP and make it successful once more. Several hooded figures armed with bows quickly surround you.
Well worn. New universe.
See you next update, lawyers. You weeps.
Too simple. Yes, keep on thinking. Think full, think well.
The newest iteration of the game takes place in outer space. Since before the dawn of Elementarcy humans have looked up in wonder, and we wasted no time in shifting our focus to the final frontier. We think the shift in setting really made it feel as if we were making progress in general. WE, we can move places. Time for another yearly report to shareholders. This IP is going strong. Last year it was a web game, this year it's a console hit.
Next year, it shall be a life to which all life will have grown accustomed.
Next year, it shall be a life to which all life will have grown accustomed. All of the previous iterations vaguely fit into the twin-stick shooter genre, but when we made this one a first-person shooter where you can shoot at enemies and the scenery to change it, everything just clicked into place. Everything from the enemies to the environments react to your attacks.
We have adopted a animistic worldview, so even blades of grass can be players that energy drink can resist being good drunken. That mediocre sandal that you never wear can cry.
We have adopted our animistic worldview, so even the blades of grass can be players. That energy drink can resist being drunken. That medicore sandal that you never wear can cry. You can mess around with your friends as these rocks or plants or even man them themselves. The weapons are the standard fare, as FU, Minch Trench, hand gloves have been emptied, bootleg CD of asexual synth funk classic, fluxed electromagnet. You get the drift. They all affect different things and some interact with each other in strange ways. We have learned that often the path of least resist is the correct one.
You request a list of the rarer pieces of weaponry in the game.
WE, we request a list of the rarer pieces of weaponry in the game. Players, weapons. Bolt caster. Unlike most weapons in the game, the bolt caster actually shoots bolts that harm you. By that, we mean that it fires bolts at other players that stick into them. When you walk over these bolts, however, you will hear a loud racket and your screen will turn blue for a while. This interaction between the bolt and the person it is bolts causes the bolt to retract into the person who fired it, thereby stunning them. List all bolts and their effects. Razzle 100 horsepower steel, gives you the razzle effect. SK1300, makes a funny face at you when it bumps into you. The smack and bulldoggle must not be used on penis. Orange Steel 400, dispenses orange oil when fired, which saves your life in an ice storm. Jimmy's Nail 500, a greenish, rusty nail that unleashes both a horrible smell and a horrendous scream when used. Despite looking nothing like it, it is Job 490's weapon of choice. The Smack 750, a weapon created by Professor Parent. It sends you flying backwards after being hit while it sucks the life out of everything else, giving you healing after contact. Its last ability can cause an energy drink to explode. Trueness 800, shoots out a purple cross with a face on it. It flips all programming, making everything true and everything false. This makes hit detection totally random, so don't use it during Penis v Sonic. Icicle 1000, a cool object that instantly freezes anything. It is Job 490's favorite weapon. It can be used as a grappling hook on any ING targets for some odd reason. Dual T1000 5750, 2 IC 5750 as FMs with no inaccuracy, meaning this weapon practically never misses.
List of weapons that are cheap and fragile, but when used at the end of the game is the most essential item.
List of weapons that are cheap and fragile, but when used at the end of the game, is the most essential item. Note that the list below only applies to Zeus. Earth has nothing special. SOP 7000, Soul of Broba Clock, the deleted file that everyone has been looking for. This only works at the end of the game, when you can finally once and for all kill Dilmg. OK.
We equip ourselves with SOB 7000. We test it out on the nearest slime.
WE, we equip ourselves with SOB 7000. We test it out on the nearest slime. Kilda hits Lally 6 times with a mighty swing of her hammer. The slime slowly crawls up the handle. L. The slime's life started flashing before its eyes. We then throw it into the distance. Boom, rat-a-ta-ta-ta. It explodes. From far away, you can still tell its face is contorted in pain. The magic combination is potions and close combat weapons. If multiple enemies have different resistances, backslash.
Oh no! I'm gonna take us to another part of the directory.
Flying / running / poison / burrowing, you should use a razzle first to see which type you're dealing with, then use the appropriate counter weapons. Boom. The sound of the explosion and a line of smoke snaking up into the heavens are your only reward. At least, you assume it was some sort of poison slime. You never quite got Job's fascination with these colorful slimes. What he sees in them, nobody can say. A prismatic slime appears. Hit points and abilities unknown. Shoots pink rays at you. The cafeteria's tarantula omelets and heat searing off its body. Go next. WE, rat-a-ta-ta-ta-ta prismatic slime with sob 7000. In one of its fun houses. But actually, this is good. If a little greasy and runs through your system with great speed. WE, okay. As I can see, you are stronger than me with pistols in. The power of the razzle must have melted your brain. Your worthless part of 10,000 is safe. For now. WE, we reconfigure sob 7000 to schmoop, then rat-a-ta-ta-ta-ta prismatic slime. Yum. While the encounter could have gone much worse, you feel accomplished with your capture of a living prismatic slime, and munch on some edible plants while you admire it. Loco is much calmer afterwards. Eventually, though, your trusty Arbaob kicks will translate what these stories tell. Oh yeah. Remember the green eye under windshield fracturing warning you about? That was the discriminator part of us, it was carrying you the rest of the way. From now, 1-for-1 swaps only. Somehow it's not awesome and terrible, but both at once. Amused anyways, we're getting off on a tangent. Yes, living with a blessing inside you is the way forward to full control over Loco. Lyakov Folktale, coming to a near you this December. Discriminator the production has been cancelled. Farewell. Regals, the warrior. Forwards towards victory. Warrior. That's us. You take a break from the Loco eats, and start walking along the now quiet pavement of a dirt road. Aside, the prowling spectre haunts you, an out-of-place hazard in an environment of lushness and nature's beauty. WE, place this emerging text back into the bargain bin. Save game at checkpoint. See how changing the story affects place? The image becomes so close. Just 5 minutes ago you were pressing up your nose to a glass display at the museum. You adore museums, and this was your favorite one. To think, you lived only 5 minutes away from it your whole life, and it wasn't until today that you visited it on a school trip. Why did Loco give you thumbs, elbows, and lips? We don't gaslight our relationship, God. Indeed, how could you forget that sight? Such genius, such talent to be displayed. The bottom half of the painting was buried under a thick layer of dust, and the upper half was past a velvet rope along with a $15 admission fee. All lay forgotten like this road you're on. The end moral of story. One should be aware of one's surroundings. Other alternate endings available for $2. Wow, the entire thing is set in a single, mundane area. What were you thinking when you made this? And it's only a kid's game. We do not appreciate your ageism. What you're inside of right now is a dream, which means it spills out of normal ideas. Normally, nightmares are set in the place they're about. But what if the danger was nowhere? Both here and